Hello, how are you? I am ready again to bring you a message. I've been on earlier and I'm back again. You know why? Because I can. I am so, how do you explain it? I'm so excited about working with you and working with those of you that are hungry. Everybody's not hungry. My new book is entitled, You Gotta Be Hungry. And so I've been thinking about some stuff, and I'm going to share something with you because I want this. What I was reading today and last night and yesterday, where corporations are reorganizing themselves and they are rethinking how they do business and they are relaunching themselves. Now, just think about this. If billion-dollar corporations are doing this, what should we be doing? Am I right? Come on now. So I'm going to share something with you. Here's one of the biggest challenges I have ever faced with myself. I'm an empath. I feel deeply. I feel deeply. I can't watch people suffer. That's just not me. So I had to talk to myself, had a conversation with me. And here's what I said. I had to acknowledge something. Coming out of this pandemic will be millionaires, will be billionaires, and will be witnesses. And I've earned millions of dollars several times. But that's not what I'm called to do again and again. I enjoy it because I'm doing something that I love, changing lives, speaking, using my story to make an impact, living a life that outlived me, building a corporation that incorporates my children, and leaving something for my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren and my great-great-great-grandchildren. But this, I decided, this, as Dwight Pleasure would say, this dropped in my spirit. I'm going to do, first of all, for those of you who don't know me, 7 is my lucky number. 7 is my lucky number. I was born February the 17th, 1945. You have a chronological age and you have a biological age. Being happy is the best makeup. People say, why do you look so young? Being happy is the best makeup. And so God has been good to me. I'm here because of his grace and mercy. God has been good to me. Do you hear me? He treats me like I'm his only child. But listening to some of y'all, when you call me or listening to some of your messages, I know he's got some other children out there somewhere. So I want to ask you a question. If major corporations, even those that have closed down, are doing an assessment now, they're looking at themselves and they're repositioning themselves. They're rethinking how they do business. They are restructuring how they can begin to arm themselves with better products and a marketing strategy that will allow them to get more customers or do market takeaways. This is what the big guys are doing. Well, guess what? This is the entrepreneur's era. The day of job security, that day is gone. So you are the CEO, whether you realize it or not, of your corporation. So I'm looking for some people who of consciousness. That's why Jesus said, he who has ear, let him hear. People that can hear me and people that are ready to rethink their lives. I'm just looking for people who've said, I've had it. I don't want to live my life like this anymore. I've had it with my life as it is. I've had it. I want something better. I looked in the mirror the other day and I said, I've had it. I'm tired of looking at my Chef T, and who's built like Hercules. I've had it just looking at him. Well, here's what I know. He wasn't born like that. He worked to get that body. So I decided I'm willing to do the work. See, there are two types of people, those who work and those who watch them. So I decided I'm going to do the work. So I can get a body like that. I'll do the work, whatever is required to reinvent myself. Corporations and their entrepreneurs and their people who are looking, and they're not just thinking about the number of people who have died from the coronavirus. They're thinking about, what is it I need to do differently and relaunch, reinvent, recalculate, and move forward. Look at what I have done and how I can do it better and take my stuff to the next level. Now this is not for everybody. Let me repeat, and I'll be saying that over and over again. This is not for the masses. The masses, they want to be entertained. The masses, they're watching Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. The masses, they are soaking in information and things that distract them from being stressed out. That's not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to those who have the consciousness to hear me. People who are ready to change their lives, who are ready to make some money moves. I'm talking about people who want to know what I'm doing. You want to know how to become successful? Listen to me. Listen to me. Don't listen to broke people, because you listen to broke people, you'll take on their lifestyle. No, listen to somebody who's doing what you want to do on the level that you want to do it. Don't pay attention to people who have not done what you want to do, because they knew how to do it, they will do it. So I'm telling you not only what I have done, what I am doing, and why I'm so happy. For you and for myself and for my children and for my grandchildren. When your children, you know when you're on the right track. When your children say, hey, Dad, you know what? I am so glad you decided to bet on you. I am so excited. I thought you were crazy for walking away from radio after you got fired. I said, what is he going to do now? And when you said that you're going to speak and you're going to use your story and you're going to develop the credibility and you're going to become a credible source for corporations and train people and teach them how to do something that you've never done. And that this is 1980, and even right now, let me tell you something, you can count on one hand the speakers that speak to AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric, IBM, Xerox, that look like me. You can count on one hand. Do you hear me? I've been doing it for 51 years. And they said, you've touched people's lives around the world. We're proud of you. He said, we're proud of you. And so they read some statistics that I sent to them. Listen to me. The online virtual seminar business was at $20 billion. In less than 10 years, it's going to be over $70 billion dollars. Let me give you an example. You ever heard of Amazon? Amazon is not going anywhere. We've gone from brick and mortar to click and order. Listen to me. Things have changed. The masses don't know. And you know why they don't know? They don't care to know. They don't read. They don't study. They spend their money, their time, and their energy on entertainment. They want to be entertained. They're the witnesses. You know why you listen to me? Because you want more. There's something in you that says, I want what he has. I want to do that. I want to speak like him, Hardy. You know what? I want to motivate people like him. He make me feel good. I've been listening to him since I was knee-high to a hop of grass. I like Mamie Brown's baby boy. Yes, I do. I got something special. I'm going to do this. My staff's going crazy. Oh, my goodness. But you know why I'm doing it? I'm a 29-year fourth stage cancer conqueror because of God's grace and mercy. I'm here because of his grace and mercy. And so it's about, let's model these billionaires who are rethinking their lives. And that's what you should do. This is a time that you want to rethink your life. This is a time where you want to think about, what am I going to do next? This is the time. I'm rethinking my life. Here's something about life. You know, they said that the opportunities are like a sunrise. You got to take advantage while they're still there. And behold that beauty. Here's the beauty of what I'm going to share with you. I want you to think about your goals and dreams. I want to share with you how you can make them happen. There's some people you need to let go out of your life right now because, see, the higher you go up, you got to stop and let some people off. Everybody can't go because they can't see it. They become heavyweight. Well, can I change them, Les? No, it's a full-time job changing yourself. No. That's what Jesus said. He who has ear, let him hear. People who have the consciousness to hear. Some people, they're just happy just as they are. Leave them alone. They've decided to be less than what they were born to be. They've decided to take their lives in a different direction. Most people die living a misplaced life. And the only reason you're living now is because you've said to yourself, I don't want to die like that. I want an expanded life. I want more. I don't want to live a small life. But there's some people, they're fine with living a small life. That's why there are people when they die and you ask about them, hey, how's John doing? Oh, John been dead for about 4 or 5 years. You gotta be kidding. You know why? His life was inconsequential. But you know why you're listening to me right now? I'm gonna tell you why. Don't even try and answer. Because you want your life to have impact. You want to create a presence. You want to live a life that will outlive you. You want to leave a legacy. That's what I'm talking to my kids about on a regular basis. Legacy building. So that when I check out, they will know my dad was here. Oh, he touched some lives. He lived his life to the max. My goal is to be like my friend Virginia Clark, Vi Clark in Columbus, Ohio, first female radio personality in Columbus. I hired her to play jazz on Sunday afternoon. She died this past week from the coronavirus. She said, when I go, she told her daughter Marcy, and she shared it with me, when I go, life don't owe me no change. Come on now. When I go, life don't owe me no change. That's how I feel. When I go, life don't owe me no change. Because I believe it, live full and die empty. Most people die at age 25, don't get buried until they're 65. Walking, breathing corpses, living a misplaced life, as Darren Denzi would say. If you're ready to live your life in such a way, because it is the calling on my life, and life don't owe you no change. Because I don't think, now this is just me, I don't think that God is absent. I think he's in this stuff where we are. I feel so good. I got a download. It's coming. I mean, God is talking to me. He's talking to me. Listen, there's some of you that I am called to talk to. And so this is a time you want to rethink your life. You got to assess where you are and envision what you want. Look at what has been and think about, what are you going to create? We were created by the Creator to create. What are you going to create that's above and beyond what you've already done, that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you? If you can hear me, if you've gone through this year with all this madness, and you're still in your right mind, oh, come on, you are supposed to do something. You're still here? William Hollis said, I didn't come this far to come this far. I want you to listen to that. William Hollis, Hollis. I didn't come this far to come this far with the coronavirus, with all the madness that's going on. I didn't come this far. See, you didn't come this far just to come this far. You are supposed to do something. You were chosen for greatness. You're chosen. You are here for a reason. You are here for a reason. There's something for you to do. You might not see it right now. It's okay. Walk by faith and not by sight. Just get busy. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts should be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Listen to that. He will direct you. I don't know what to do. Okay, we got that. He will direct you. Get busy doing something. If you're going in the wrong direction, he will tell you, hey, turn around. What you doing here? What are you doing here, Elijah? What are you doing here? Notice I didn't say, what are you doing in there? Because I'm here with you. What are you doing here? You're in the wrong place. You're running from fear. The place where you are is not your rightful place. Your rightful place is where your thoughts can take you. Your place right now is where your thoughts have brought you. When you elevate the quality of your thoughts, you elevate the quality of your thinking. This is time to work on yourself. Most people don't have a clue about that. Self-awareness, self-development is more important now than ever before. And there are opportunities all around us, but most people, because they don't have developed minds, they don't have the vision to see them. Helen Keller, who was born deaf and blind, said, "There's nothing worse than having eyes and can't see." This is a great time. What are you looking at? Dramatics, come forth. What you see is what you get. Flip Wilson. This is your time. Judge not according to appearances. Stuff's happening all around us that we've never seen before, never been in this place before. In spite of that, this is your time. Goliath lost. The giants that are trying to stare us down, the giants that are trying to keep us down, the giants that are trying to suppress us and intimidate us. Guess what? Goliath lost. You better get an attitude. You better get ready to fight. Frederick Douglass had a point. We don't get everything we fight for, but everything we get, there will be a fight. Therefore, take unto you the whole armor. The whole, you got to have everything. You got to call on everything. The whole armor. Courage, faith, determination, drive, right relationships. You got to think like the big boys. That's what I'm thinking like. I'm not thinking like the people who sit around watching television, the television, and we need to stop our children from watching. And the computers and these phones, they're programming us. Please, I want you to watch the movie on Netflix called Social Dilemma. Please listen to me. Pass the word. Social Dilemma. When you read that, when you listen to that, and there's a doctor who does an interpretation of it, Social Dilemma, it's a jaw dropper. Our minds are being manipulated, and we don't even know. People don't even think anymore. And our children, their minds are being corrupted with these algorithms. I'm going to let you know how to begin to avoid that, how to begin to work with your kids, how to deal with their mindset so they can deal with these online courses and the things that you need to do to stabilize yourself in this new environment so that you don't feel overwhelmed, how families can come together and be stronger together and reinvent themselves. Because in order to make it now, number one, it takes mindset. And we must be stronger than the opposition. This new day. There's some people of darkness that have been called out. And we've got to be stronger than anything and anyone that's coming against us. I remember Eddie Saunders, the WVKO radio station, he used to box and I was teasing me. He's in his 70s and I was around 24, 25. I said, you know, Eddie, I heard you used to box. I ought to go run over there and slap you side the head. He said, yeah, okay. He said, you might run over here, but you're going to limp back. Okay. I said, okay, Eddie, okay. Oh my God, boy, I used to love to tease him. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. You think that's the reason that I'm so happy and so fired up? That the angels have been talking to me, telling me what I need to talk to you about today? I don't know. But I know this. The truth is in what I'm saying. This stuff is real. This is the time to rethink your life. My goal, the calling on my life, is to help you do it too. So you don't have to take forever. That's the calling on my life. I hope that you're living the calling on your life. Because we are called to do something. All things work together for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. I'm called to do what I do. I didn't know it for a long time, to be honest. It takes courage to answer the call in your life. Maya Angelou, when I spent time with her Lord, she said, nothing is done without courage. I didn't think, given my life, I had a long period of my life that I was insane and reckless. I didn't think God had any use for me. But because of his grace and mercy. If you wonder, as Luther Barnes would ask, how I got here, God's grace. Come on. God's grace. God is ready to do a new thing with your life. Trust him, as he has done and is doing with me. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure, as well as a privilege. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.